Hello and welcome to this very short video of how I'm going to make a workstation island from some Ikea Kallax units. Everything that I use I'll link below. It's all from Ikea and Amazon. I've just put down some new carpet. I've actually been renovating this room, so if you want to see the vlog on me setting up this new studio. But what I'm going to be doing is using, now I actually bought these two Kallax units. This is my ensuite bathroom at the moment. And I'm out of breath because I've been hoovering. I'm going to get these out and I'm going to talk you through what I'm going to do. Okay, these are the two units I bought. I actually bought these off Facebook Marketplace. They were £20 each. I believe in the UK these are currently 65 for this colour. Obviously your country will differ. So it's only cost me 40 British pounds so far. But one annoying thing is, one is old and it's slightly smaller. A few people on Instagram suggest, or maybe it's a home-based one, but then I have looked up, they don't actually make this colour anymore. This is the newer colour. So I just assumed when I bought two Kallax 8 units, they'd be the same, but they're not. Never mind. So what I'm going to do, so if you were trying to do this for to make a cheap kitchen island, this will work exactly the same. So what I've bought, 2 sets of these feet, like this, from Amazon. So what I'm going to do is, when I find the other box, is I'm just going to trim down this one. So I can see from doing this, I'm going to draw a little line and cut that. Obviously when you buy two, same size, you won't have to do this. So I'm just going to trim that down a little bit. Then what I'm going to do is attach them to all the corners to raise it up. And then it'll be the same height and slightly high, because at the moment it's a little bit low. So these are a good size to make it kind of kitchen bar workstation height. And I've also bought an Ikea top to put on the top, which I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going to get on with adding these feet. Okay, so I've trimmed them down just on a little saw, marked them so they were that long. Obviously you're not going to have to do this if you just buy two the same, but these are great. You literally just screw them on, 4 screws going through this thicker bit, and then you literally just twiddle. They come with that on the end, twiddle them there, and that's it. So I'm going to keep adding the feet. Okay, here it is. I flip them over, and obviously you can see a different height difference there, but never mind. If you get two the same size, that won't happen. I'm actually going to put a panel on the end here so you won't see that. But it's central to the window. Really like the height. Obviously if you're making this as a kitchen island, you can choose exactly what height you want. Even if you buy these, trim them down a little bit. So I'm going to put on the top my Trotton worktop. I think it's desktop actually, because it's got lots of screw marks in it. On the top it is I think it's 160 by 80, which is a pretty good size. Loads of different sizes, but Ikea also will make you custom size if you want as well. So I'm going to get it on the top and decide how I'm actually going to attach it. Good morning, it's the following day. As you can see, so just turn the fan off. As you can see, I got the top on, and then I put on a bit of my new desk and these heavy boxes just to weigh it down. And all I did was just use a little blob on each corner where it touches with some no more nails. I think if this was going to be in a high traffic area, or if you were making like a kitchen island, I would definitely put some brackets to attach it all. So I'll see how I get on. I may put some brackets down the end, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get something to put down here. I'm actually going to get some MDF to give that some detail, because the different colours, obviously it's a little bit annoying. So I'm going to put something down there to cover it, and then I'm going to put some detail on there. But so far I'm so pleased. The amount of storage is fantastic. And I'm glad I went for a worktop. These come in lots of different sizes. I didn't want it to overhang because I knew it was reasonably tight here and I wanted a little overhang here because I knew I was going to put a few bits, but you can get them slightly wider if you want, you know, sort of you want to be able to sit up against it if you are making some sort of bar or kitchen island. So I'm now going to go and get all the bits to put on the end and I'll show you where I've done that bit. Okay, well, it has been, I think, maybe a few weeks since I last had a go on this Kallax, and I'm finally going to finish it off today. So I went to B&Q with the measurements to get some MDF cut, and the board cutting machine wasn't working. So I decided to buy some of this, which came in a pack. I think it was about £14. It's a pack of the interior tongue and groove cladding. I needed about 80 centimetres by 80 centimetres, I think, so it's absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure, because when I put the legs on, obviously this was slightly longer. This one, I'm going to actually make it come to here so you don't notice that. I think it's about 80 centimetres, so I'm going to cut them all. I'm going to attach them with no more nails because I could screw them, but obviously anyone knowing Ikea furniture will know that this is just a very thin bit of wood. It's almost got cardboard on the inside, and I think no more nails, to be honest, is going to hold it. But what I'm also going to do is then I'm going to put things on it that I will screw in, so that'll hold it on. Then I'm going to prime it. The easiest thing to have done would have been to have bought white ones, but I bought these second hand and I literally missed out on so many. They went so fast. These have got a different wood finish, so I'm actually going to paint them white to make it a little bit brighter. So I'm going to crack on with that now, cut these in one go, all the same length, and then start attaching them. Okay, all cut. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to overhang ever so slightly, because I don't want to have to cut one all the way down lengthways. So I'm now going to attach them. They are level, that's just dropped down with the carpet. And I'm going to use no more nails, so let's get them stuck on. Stuck on, already looks a million times better. I've got a very thin piece of trim that I'm just going to put at the top, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a good prime with a primer and undercoat, and start doing all of this as well. I think obviously if I'd have bought a white one it would have been a lot easier. I would have only just had to paint this bit, but I didn't, and these are really cheap. So I'm going to give it a good prime, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's had a bit of a prime. So I have given it a good prime. You can see I've cheated slightly because these are going to have the cubes fitting into it. I'm going to see all the way in anyway, so there's no point painting all the way back. So I'll paint them a neater line with the top coat paint, but the baskets literally fit right to the top, so life's too short to paint the whole thing. As I say, it could probably be a white one. Painted the end looks fantastic. It's much, much neater now, so I'll let that dry. And then I will give it its first coat, but I'll leave it for a good few hours. The paint I'm using, I didn't actually buy my usual one, so I'm hoping this is going to be quite good. This was from B&Q, and it's a wood primer and undercoat, and it says you can use it inside and outside, but I went for this one. As you can see, I haven't used it very much at all, so that's good. It says 4-hour drying time, so I will leave it. It did say I should lightly sand down the wood. This is obviously quite rough, so I didn't with that. And I didn't with this, so we'll see how that dries, because I haven't ever sanded anything down before. So we'll see how it goes, but I'll leave that for now, and I'll need to go and find that bit of trim to put along there. I'm going to caulk actually under there as well, so you get rid of that line. But yeah, happy with that, so we'll slap a little bit of paint on. So I'll see you in 4 hours. Okay, it's dried very nicely. So I'm now going to give it a coat of paint with some good old Dulux eggshell, quick dry, because I have a tin of it, so it's quite full. I think I use this, don't know, upstairs. So it's for wood or metal, it's really good, and it's quick drying. It says within an hour, so we'll leave it slightly longer than that. Hopefully I won't need more than 2 coats, so I'm going to get on with giving it a paint with this eggshell. Okay, all painted. I may give it another little coat at the top, but it looks a lot better. It just finishes it off a little bit, and they're just little offcuts I had. So when I went to Ikea the other day, I picked up this in Bargain Corner. It's called Hovelum. That's it there. And it was in the Bargain Corner, so I'm not sure if that means it's discontinued. I have bought stuff before, and it's just that they're changing the packaging. But they had a big stack of them for £1.99. So if I can get it open. So it's basically a pegboard hook, which if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I made one in my laundry room, but actually had I known this was available, I would have bought this. So get yourself down. I only bought this about 2 weeks ago. So these just pop in here like this. Quite a tight fit. Put that there. So I'm going to pop that on the end. I'm going to paint it so it's white. And I'm just going to screw it in, came with the screws. So I'll put it sort of up there. So I'm going to get that on, give it a paint, and then I'm going to be putting on this, which is called, what's it called? Here we go. It's called Sunurster. That's the code. It's the barcode. This was £4, so it's a metal rail, and then it came with 2 of these. But you can actually hang all sorts on it. Oh, hang on, what's in there? Hang on. Just spotted it's got something in it. Okay. So you also get some hooks as well. So you get some hooks, 2 pots, a rail, and it was £4. So I'm going to put that up as well. So I'm going to get on with that now. Here it is. This is my Kallax Ikea hack. I'm going to call it a hack because I've created something that's not supposed to be done. I've had lots of people comment on my Instagram recently saying it's not a hack unless it's used for something completely different. Other people are in the opinion if you take something, add bits to it, then you're hacking it. I don't know. But this is my Kallax unit. I wanted to create a work area storage unit, and I've done that using 2 that I bought from Basic Marketplace for 20 quid each. The edging I put, the toe and groove I put on the end, and the top that was from Ikea. Everything I've used I'll link below. I absolutely love it. So I've got a huge working area I can put things on. I obviously haven't done an overlap because of the width. I didn't want it to stick out too much so I could get in there. But I do really think if you were looking for an affordable way to create an island, you could use this because they do this in wider tops, so you could have an overhang. These you can get cupboard doors and various different things to put things in, so it's an option. And I do like the tongue and groove ending, so I've put bits and pieces on it for now. I'm sure I'll change what I've got on there, but I'm really happy with those. And it just means I've got so much storage in these containers. There's some new stock that's just arrived. And these are going to be filled with stock and all sorts of things. So I'm very happy with it. It fits perfectly. It's a difficult room to know what to do because of this bay window and access needed to go into the downstairs bathroom. So I think it works. And obviously I've got massive storage the other side. One thing definitely, I would have bought white units so I wouldn't have to paint them. But here it is, so I'm very happy with it. As I say, everything I used I will link, and let me know what you think in the comments if you're looking to set up something similar. I hope it's inspired you. So thank you so much for watching. Please do hit the subscribe button. I have more IKEA hacks coming. One exactly behind me, actually, in the hallway. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.